A very good morning to you and welcome back to K24 This Morning. It is now time to talk about finances being a Tuesday, and today I want to focus on the women. Mmekuwa mkisema ati, oh, Mbuvi, women need to be empowered, and I think they're already empowered. And I want to prove that to you because today I have three very beautiful and empowered women who are already in business. To start us off, let me introduce none other than Mary Muthoni. Karibu tena sana. You're the founder of Women in Business.
Yes.
We're going to be expounding on that in a minute. We have Wangeci, Mungai, the CEO, Karunguru Coffee.
Yes.
Umekuja na kahawa?
It's somewhere.
I hope kahawa yetu ni tamu.
You know, now, when you talk about instant, we have a problem, but now we need to change that.
Okay, we shall. Then we have Nailantei, Setek, the CEO of Illah Brands. Is it Illah or Illah?
Illah.
Illah. Okay. Nice to meet you.
Pleasure.
Karibu tena sana to the show. All right, let's start with you, the founder. What is Women in Business all about? Is it a movement? Is it a chama? Is it an organization?
Or a political party?
Is it a political party? Because here in Kenya, tuko na Tea Party of Kenya.
We might just turn it to a political party.
Yeah?
But basically, Women in Business, just like the name defines, is a platform, is an organization that houses women who are doing business from the level of MSME to the corporate.
All right.
We have everybody on board, and we have right now membership close to 100,000 women across the country, across the divides, across the economic divide.
All right.
And Women in Business, we stand on three very key areas: money, markets, and mentorship.
Okay.
Why money? You're at work today because you want to make a little money. I was just watching.
Not a little, but
a lot of money. Thank you
Yes.
for the correction. While I was seated out there, I saw about rent issues. You know, rent should go down.
Yes.
It's all about money.
All
Yeah?
right, yeah.
You would be requesting for rent to go down because you don't have that enough money to pay that
10,000.
that 10,000, that 20,000, that 50,000, and so on and so forth. So for Women in Business, we are looking at the money issues. Where do we get money to finance our businesses, to expand our businesses, to get to another scope, another level of the business? If it is the MSME, the Mama Mboga, we want to move her from the roadside to get to the SME where she has her own kiosk to ensure that she is in a clean environment, she is in an environment or a conducive place where she, even the clients are able to respect her.
Right.
If it is the SME level where most of us are, we also want to get to the corporate level. You know, we have very few women in this country who are at that level, that their brands are really hitting the ceiling.
Really?
I can tell you for a fact. I don't want to mention names in the air, but very few women are at the level of a turnover per year of maybe 100 million, 1 billion.
But that's a lot of money.
It is a lot of money, but we have companies at that level.
Yeah.
True or false?
They're of course
Yes,
true. Yes,
we have companies at that level, but how many women are there?
Okay.
And when I talk about women, I'm not talking about women who are hanging around a company.
Yes.
I am talking about women who own the companies.
All right. Okay. We shall get to that.
I have not finished because
sorry.
I want to talk about markets.
Okay.
I've only talked about money. I want to talk about markets.
All right.
We are moving women from buying bags from China, keeping them in the desks at the workplace, and calling Muthoni because she's the only client. We are creating markets for them. Look at inter-county trading. We want women from Meru to trade comfortably with women from Ukambani, for instance. We are creating the international market platform. And that is why Women in Business, we already have somewhere in industrial area, a warehouse where we can put our wares and we can ship them, export them through the AGOA window. Really, creating markets. The trade between the women must expand because we must bring more women on board to get to know each other.
And the mentorship part now?
And the mentor, I can see, right?
No, not really, because I'm still going to come back to all those that you mentioned there.
And mentorship, it's about growth. And mentorship is a process.
All right.
It's not an instant thing.
Are these
It's
ladies
a
part
process.
of women in...
These women, they will tell you they are part of women in business. That's why they are bright today.
Okay. Okay.
Yesterday, you would have called a woman in business to come on air. She'll refuse. She'll tell you, I don't know my hair. These days, we are about visibility. We want to come here every other day and shout about our brands.
Okay.
Yes.
So, Wangeci,
Yes.
about coffee. There's so much coffee trade in this country. Why did you decide to get into coffee?
So for me, it stems way back. So in 1974, my grandfather bought a farm from the colonialists who established the farm in 1928. And so it's been 2 generations now of coffee farming. So because the farming is what took us to school, took us to university, it became very close to my heart. And it was sad for me to see, to even see the news and to see a lot of people are cutting down their trees because they're not making money. So what now I did with a couple of my other cousins is that we formed Karunguru Coffee and Tours, which is now the value-added side of the business. So now we're taking the coffee, we're now manufacturing the coffee, so taking it from the crop itself, now roasting it, milling it, roasting it, and packaging and selling it. And then also we are interested in getting our farm into direct.
Are you doing all that manufacturing in Kenya or
in Kenya?
Overseas?
In Kenya.
Okay.
Here in Kenya, in Thika. That's where actually we have our roasting plant. And then on top of that, we also now do coffee tasting tours. So you know the way you go to different countries, like for example South Africa, and you will always go to the wine lands to hear all these stories about the wines and the wine farms and the barrels and whatnot. So we've taken that concept and replicated it here. So we run coffee tasting tours as well.
So Madam Setek, Illah Brands, what do you guys do?
Illah Brand is so personal to me. We manufacture antiseptic, we manufacture bleach. Generally home care and skin care, but right now we are doing home care only.
All right.
And I grew up in Masai Land, Narok County.
Your man you're Nailantei.
And Narok County, I grew up in a very remote area. It's called Ologutu.
Ologutu.
Yeah, very. When I grew up, I saw people dying, ladies dying because of lack of hygiene. And I said, I don't want this life. And I started in my house. I said, let me change my life first. I started doing it. And then one day, one of my friends, I was going to church, and she told me, go to KEBS and register it. And then that's where it started. I started with the little money I had. From there, now we are growing international. That's our target.
But a lot of women, especially from your background, like you're saying that you saw women dying from hygiene, a lot of them would have gotten into an NGO kind of situation where they provide those bleaches, and we've seen women providing sanitary towels to their communities. But you saw this as a business opportunity. Did someone, I don't know, nudge you towards that, or that business mentality has always been with you?
It has always been with me. I want to change my life. You cannot change someone's life. You have to change yourself first. So that you cannot, sometimes you don't need to give people money. You need to give them opportunity so that they can see. They start comparing, say, if she can do it, I can do it better. But
then, again, the manufacturing industry is a tough one, I can assume.
I know.
I am not there, but I see. The manufacturing industry is a tough one. Being on the ground 24/7, making sure that you have enough manpower, making sure that you're connected to the market, your suppliers and everything.
It's true.
For a woman, I must say, how do you keep your head straight and still manage to be the other kind of woman who's, I don't know, a wife, a mother? How do you do that?
I just look at my priorities. And
But
every minute counts.
Yes.
And then I have people around me. I have friends. I have people who support me.
Women in business. Clearly, you have come with a tough team or a strong team, for that matter. And you guys have an award ceremony on Thursday.
Yes.
What is this award ceremony all about?
First and foremost, in Women in Business, we have 5 signature events, and each event has its own niche or reach. And the awards ceremony is just one of them. Of course, in March, we celebrate the International Women's Day. In May, we talk about policies that are working, that are not working, implementation and all that, and we do a report about that. In July, we talk about trading basic market day, clinic, exhibition. In September, we talk about our CEOs, how are they growing and all that. And at the end of the year, we have this final moment to ensure that we pat the women on the back. Okay. Really, even this morning, I have not had somebody tell me that I'm looking smart or something. I just said it.
I said three beautiful women.
You?
I said, welcome to the show.
At least
three
you
beautiful
did.
Women with me.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
But what I'm trying to prove is at the end of the year, for the woman who is at the bulk of the economy, really, you are a mother, you're a wife, you are everything in the society. But nobody really comes and tells you, congratulations.
Yeah.
Rarely do we get that. And it's the high time in Kenya, we have the Women in Business Awards, awarding specifically women who are doing business, to tell them, you did well. After all that, after the challenges, after growing, taking care of everybody in the society, thank you very much.
Can I be chauvinistic for a second? Please. Because we have so much appreciating the woman, like you said, Women's Day, Mother's Day, Day of the Girl Child, and so on and so forth. Now we have women in business, and yet we are saying that we want equality for everyone, whether you're male or female, and now we have all these people who are, gender fluid and so on and so forth. Why don't we just have one award ceremony where everyone is appreciated regardless of their gender? I feel like we are still promoting that female agenda so much to the detriment of,
the boy child.
Not just the boy child, but the men.
I knew you'll come to that,
yeah.
But unfortunately, it's still not enough. Look at this town. Everybody is awarding everyone, left, right, and center. How many awards have you heard about this year alone? But tell me one that even the woman won. Just one.
To be honest,
you'll be shocked. There is none.
Okay.
Yeah? So we are still not at that point where gender is balanced.
Yes.
You see? And when I'm talking about gender, I'm not talking about women, because gender is not about, it's mistaken to be women. But we only focus more on the woman because she is the person who's been down for a long time.
Okay.
And really, since that time of Beijing, and now we can't say we are at the same point. Okay. We've moved steps, really, and thank God to those women who've been there.
All right.
Now, it's our generation, we take it up to at least see the woman in a place, a level playing ground.
Okay.
If you look at businesses today, and so to speak, I run my businesses with my husband. But I can tell you most of the time is when women are in such situation, men tend to be the ones who are the face of the business.
True.
So you'll never see the woman anywhere.
It's because they say behind every successful man. Please carry on.
Yes, but yes, there is that fact that behind every successful man, there is a woman behind.
Yes.
But at the same time, you'll find that the woman even does more most of the time,
right.
remaining at the shop and running around and doing all that, very many other things.
Okay.
So it's a high time we also give them the encouragement that they are doing well.
All right.
We are not saying that the men should be down and the woman should be up.
Yeah.
No, that is not.
Be equal.
That is not really. That is not the argument.
Yes.
We are just talking about the impact and the sustainability of it all and the visibility.
All right.
Give them equal visibility, and you will see the businesses will even grow more. Yes.
I want to bring in Wangeci into that conversation as far as equality is concerned in the playing field. Business is concerned. Do you think, number one, is it a level playing field?
I don't think so. I tend to agree with Mary in that even for me, just seeing a lot more women who are up there is very encouraging, because I'm a young entrepreneur, I'm a young CEO, and so one of the things I like about WIB is the mentorship part, where I can actually be a part of this organization and I can have a woman who's way up there in business mentor me and grow me. And that is so important, especially because now there's there are many more women in business, but we need to be mentored. We need to be, empowered even more, because I still tend to believe, especially in the high corporate, it's still a man's world.
Okay.
Yes,
I want to involve the viewers into this particular conversation so that we can help in basically coming up with solutions and, of course, contributing to the conversation. So you can let us know via our Twitter handles, Facebook and Instagram as well, at K24TV. SMS line is 21222, and you can call us on the lines on your screen. The question I will want to ask you is, do you think there's a level playing field as far as gender balance is concerned in business? Do you think there is a level playing field as far as business is concerned in the country? And Setek, let me bring you into this as well. We have said, she's saying that being a CEO in business, she's faced all these challenges. But I want to ask you, because you're in one of the toughest, businesses, and that is manufacturing, where you meet all men.
It's true.
Lots of Asians, and they're all men. African men, of course, we know, being very arrogant and all. How do you deal with your fellow male CEOs?
I just believe in myself, and I believe in my product, and I go for what I want.
Yeah?
Doesn't matter.
When you walk into that boardroom, they don't size you up and
No.
this woman can't tell me anything.
Yeah. When I go there, they stand because I know what I want. I go with plans, strategies.
Plans and strategies. Do you have an army of probably other people working with you in that room? Men maybe, or you're mostly men?
Yeah.
Okay, so they're your bodyguards. Wakiona mengia kwa room wanasema,
They cannot talk. They respect me.
Okay.
It's about believing in yourself.
Right.
And believing in what you do.
Yeah.
And trusting in yourself. Yeah.
Trusting in yourself and believing in yourself. But sometimes, do you find, in the very many years of experience you've had in manufacturing, are there points whereby you meet, like I was saying, that chauvinistic nature of men where they literally stop you at your tracks?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And how do you deal with that? Do you talk back, or do you walk away, or do you stand your ground?
I keep quiet, they talk. After that, I brush. That's your opinion.
Yeah.
What I know, it's what I know.
Yeah. And you present it as it is.
I think I can also add into what she's saying that it goes beyond even believing yourself. It goes beyond what is on the table and looks to issues of compliance. That if your company is compliant, even mine is compliant.
Can I just stop you on that, because there's a Joshua from Muranga. Joshua, good morning.
Morning, Mbuvi.
How are you doing, sir?
I'm good. Say hi to the ladies.
Wamesalimika.
And tell the one in black that she's very smart, since you forgot to tell her that.
Okay.
Now, right into the topic of the day.
Yes.
I appreciate the strides and the efforts that the Senate is making in trying to ensure that we bring up our women.
Yes.
But a word of caution and counsel to our women.
Yeah.
For as long as they wait for men to level the ground so that they can be at par and catch up with us.
Right.
The natural engineer, the way our DNA as men is engineered is such that we wouldn't want the ladies to be at par with us.
Yes.
Because naturally, that natural chauvinism and the male superiority will always make us want to be higher and superior to the woman.
Right.
So it is for the women to fight for their space. And I appreciate the women who I'm seeing nowadays trying to come up and standing on their own.
Okay.
And trying to demystify and debunk the myth that a woman cannot stand on their own. You see nowadays, if you see a woman who has opened up a business or set up a shop, you'll always hear people say, so when I see women standing up on their own and really doing it themselves,
yes,
I really appreciate it. So women, keep going, and we have your back. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Joshua. Joshua from Kirinyaga has just put out a very interesting point. Don't wait for men.
Push. Yes.
Yeah, just push. And from what I'm getting from the three of you, it's been push all along.
Yes.
But has it been easy, Wangeci, at any one point?
Not at all.
You've never, hakuna wale ukapata tu ka slide bila stress?
No. Well, let me put it this way.
Yes.
I'm in a space where I'm lucky because I stand on the shoulders of my family and they are in the battlements for me. My uncle likes to say, you know, they are there ahead of me, and I have my team that's besides me, and I still have other parents that are pushing me forward. So in that sense, I have been, I'm in a little bit of a shelter, but I guess when you actually go out, for example, to stakeholder meetings.
Yes.
And you say you're a CEO of a company, and they look at you like, no, this little girl, first of all, she's young. Second of all, before then, I was not married.
Hajakula stress.
Akona kizungu mingi, all manner of things. And then, I just have to like keep going. At the end of the day, you can like she was saying, you go ahead with all your opinions. That's fine. You're entitled to your opinions.
Yes.
But I am not entitled to yours. So I have my own opinion of myself, and I'm going to push my agenda, regardless of what you think. And I think that's what has helped us, push forward. And again, I just want to reiterate the mentorship thing. When I see other women doing that, when they push their way, when I can see them in boards, I know that there's this army around me, even if I don't see them, that are pushing that. And so I do have a place, and I can actually stand for myself, because I know that there are people who've gone before me who are doing the same thing.
There's a point you've said, and I'd like to revisit that in a second. Let me just ask you, Setek. Joshua from Kirinyaga has mentioned something to do with mahali wanawake wanatoa pesa to do their businesses. And most of the times when you see our lady has opened a boutique, the first thing comes to your mind, ka sponsor fulani kamempatia pesa.
Yes, true.
Do you first of all agree with that statement?
No. For me, I believe in start with the little you have. For me, I started with very little. I can't even say. I started with little.
Motivate us, tell us, was it 3,000 bomb? A lot of women say, nilianza naka 300 nikafungua kibanda kidogo Kempinski ni yangu.
I started by registering a company.
Yes.
It was 300 shillings.
Okay.
I started with that. After I received my certificate, I went to KEBS. I got my certificate. After that, it just started like that. Yeah.
Before long, you started having all these things going on,
contact.
And it became a big business.
Yeah.
Mary, watu wanatoa pesa wapi? Wanawake, to be specific. Sisi wanaume tunajua. Tunaenanga, tunauza mashamba, tunauza ng'ombe, tunafanya vibarua, tunapata do. But ladies.
And we don't have the land ourselves. Women do not have collateral to really take to the bank.
So where do you get money?
Women have started being wise in one way or another. And we have very many areas. One, there are those small groupings who are being helped by the government. There's the Women Enterprise Fund, which is doing exceptionally well to those people who have the information, so to speak. Then we know some of the banks and groupings that give money to the women. So as a platform, we direct them to them. We know who is giving money in this country. We know those groupings. If you ask me, even we know where the Shylocks of this country, but we don't encourage some of those areas where you can get money and then your property is taken away.
Yeah.
We also have encouraged chamas, where women pull the money together and they start projects together. We are also starting our investment club, which is going to be huge in such a way that a woman can put money for a period of time and start up a business. Because what we encourage the women, as she said, is start at your level. When you look at me, you don't want to start. I run a school, St. Petro Premier School in Embu. And I tell women, if you want to start one, don't start at my level, because my level is not your level. If you want to start a manufacturing farm or a coffee farm, she has a coffee farm. Somebody else does not have a coffee farm. But at the same time, we cannot stop women from going to agribusiness and agriculture because they don't have land. They can get into the value chain. There's packaging, there's marketing, there's, there's all that you can do within the value chain. So really, getting money is not the problem. There are many other issues that are surrounding the business sector that you can get into and see yourself floating. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And also there's the issue of family, friends, like Wangeci is talking about her family being her biggest supporter in what she is doing.
Yeah.
But there are those who do not have such kind of families. So we are saying, the little that you have, get to where you can get mentored or you can be shown how to start with it.
Yeah.
And part of it is compliance. She said she started by registering her companies. We have about more than 16 million SMEs in this country today. 85 of that could be women and the youth. And
85% or?
Oh, yes, of that is 85%. Thank you. But what we are saying is, out of all that clique of more than 10 million women and the youth, you'll still find people with informal businesses. And yet, when the government brings on board even benefits of what can benefit you, like the 30% procurement rule, which is doing very badly. We are below an uptick of 10%, really. And the Women Enterprise Fund, you cannot even be considered because your company is not even registered. So we start with the basics. Before you even think about the money, start with the basics. Compliance. Yeah, get your KRA staff ready. Get your ACPO certificate. Get your basic registration, which is 900 shillings. By the way, through e-Citizen. It's only 900 shillings. And those are the things we are teaching the women. Don't close yourself up with a brand which is not even registered. Then when you go to Kipi, you find it when it was taken a long time ago. You know?
Okay. We'll take a short break right now, but when we return, we'll talk about that compliance. What exactly does it mean? Women in business, in terms of you wanting to choose the kind of business you want to get into, because you've all talked about these big businesses, manufacturing, farming, school. I mean, na kuna mwanamke anafikiria, woi, huyu wa shule sasa, mimi atanisaidia aje na mimi niko na kibanda. Don't go anywhere because that conversation is taking place in a minute.